Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Olympics and why some media are going out the way to insult China, and I'm also going to be talking about the Sherman visit as well. I'm also going to be talking about the UK's latest antics against China, and it's completely ridiculous. They're trying to kick out Chinese involvements in UK's nuclear industry as well as its futile wafer industry. So I'll get into that as well. So before I start, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, whatever you can to help support the channel. And if you really like the video, if you really support what I do, then maybe you can consider joining my Patreon or buying me a coffee, or you can donate on my PayPal. The links are in the description. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's carry on with the show. So I want to show you this article here. So I'm going to start with this article, guys, and you can see it says here, Olympics 2020 begins with gold for China and more COVID-19 cases. Can you see what they've done here? They've put two separate articles together, and it's done like this on purpose. Number one, they're trying to link COVID to Chinese again. They're trying to say they both are related and China is to blame for it. And secondly, they're trying to downplay China's gold medal win, and they're trying to downplay it by putting some COVID words next to it. And it's done like this on purpose, and it's very sneaky and very insulting, to be honest. But a lot of papers are doing that all around the world. And let's look at this one. Can you see this paper here? A lot of people are complaining that the Olympics committee and a lot of papers are putting an ugly photo of her, and it's just there to show that Chinese women are really ugly looking, they're not very good looking and stuff. So they put the worst picture of her up. They wouldn't put a nice picture of her, like when she's won the medal, etc. I think that they wouldn't put that. They put the worst picture of her. And every other athletes, they put nice pictures up, and it's just trying to put China in the bad light, really. And a lot of papers are doing it, a lot of American papers, you can see here, Reuters, and a lot of people are complaining. And you can see here, among all the photos of the game, Reuters has chosen this one, which shows how ugly they are. But don't put politics and ideologies above sports and call yourself unbiased media. And it's happening a lot. It's happening a lot for the past few days, and they seem to be mainly the Western media, really. So you look at this one. This is the NBC map, China map, which is obviously incorrect. It doesn't have Taiwan in there. It doesn't have the South China Sea in there, and all the islands around the South China Sea. So it's very insulting. I don't know who put this map up there. It's very insulting, and it's very, insulting to the Chinese, and sometimes I think they're doing this on purpose just to piss the Chinese off, and it's just not on, guys. I'm really disappointed how the Olympics has suddenly they're just politicizing it. It's just making it political. And I remember the Olympics when it used to be fun, and I used to wake up extra early and watch all the games and things like that. But now this year it's just completely political. I just don't want to watch it at all. Seriously, I don't want to read any articles. I don't want to watch it. I'm just completely put off. So forget about the Olympics for now. So I want to talk about this lady here, Sherman. So they're calling this Anchorage Part 2, but I don't believe this is the case, because Anchorage was another kettle of boat. You had that stupid Blinken chatting all sorts of crap in front of the media. So a lot of this chat was done behind closed doors. So that's why I don't think it's Anchorage Part 2. However, I do think the Americans did kind of send this woman to the dragon's den. So basically, I think she had a lot of angry Chinese foreign ministers and other ministers literally shouting at her, taking out all the frustrations on her. poor woman. But they literally sent a woman to do a man's job, really. I'm sure she's strong enough, but sending her to China, Tianjin, I'm sure she had a lot of words going into into her ears, a lot of shouting. Um, I've seen some videos around online as well, and America is sending her because she's a very good diplomat, and they're also sending her basically to try and get what they want out of China without giving much back. So for this relationship between China and America to work again, America needs to pull back all of its actions that it's been doing over the past few years. And I'm talking about the trade war. I'm talking about all these lies about the lab leaks, some lies about Xinjiang, lies about concentration camps, genocide. All of that needs to disappear. They need to release Wang Manzhou, stop the extradition process for that. They need to get Huawei back out of that stupid entity list and let Huawei, phone business go back in, so where they can start buying chips again. They need to get rid of all the companies from the entity list. And they need to stop messing about with Chinese issues like Taiwan and Hong Kong and things like that. They need to just mind their own business. And if they don't stop doing that, relationships between China and the US will not work. And sending her to China is just not going to work. I mean, I've never seen her before, and I just don't know whether they just sent her to the sharks, just to get bitten. Or just maybe just some sort of publicity stunt or something. But unless America starts rolling back some of this rhetoric, things between China and the US is not going to stop. And I saw a video by I can't remember his name now, but he's quite well known, Alexander, I think, and he was mentioning how US is using this tactic to get what they want from China and not give anything back to China. They want a one-way relationship where if it's America's interest, they will take it, but if it's Chinese interest, they just don't care. And that's the reason why they sent her. They just want to get all the American interests. They want to get all the benefits from China, but not give any benefits to China. It's just a one-way street, really. And again, they're not looking at this as a position of strength. America is not as strong as it once was. It's not the world power anymore. And I just don't think China should give in. So I think, it was mainly a publicity stunt. Unless, America starts putting its mouth into its actions, it starts putting its money into his actions and starts removing some of these ridiculous sanctions and starts removing all of these stupid rhetoric and starts removing companies from the entity list and and removes Wang Wenzhou and stop making up all these stupid lies, then maybe China would be able to start being good relationships with America. But right now I just don't think it's going to work, really. Article says Ruth Sunderland sends at last on terrifying spectre of Beijing in UK. So what they're saying is, the government is looking at how to remove China from the future UK nuclear power projects. Well, better late than never. Can you see the wording they're using? This is from a British media. And you can see, indeed, I fear this sorry saga is an extreme example of the incredible naivety of some of our leading politicians towards the People's Republic. From the outset, it was apparent that allowing China a role in our nuclear new build raised a terrifying spectre that totalitarian state is being able to close down a large chunk of UK energy supply. So can you see the wording they're using? Totalitarian state. I haven't seen this word being used for a long time, not since the Nazis. So we look at what totalitarian means, shall we? And you can see here, it's a very dictatorial state. And you can see the concept of totalitarianism was developed in the 1920s by Italian fascists. So they're basically comparing fascists and Nazis to the Chinese, and you can see all these pictures, related people: Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, Stalin, and you can see pictures of all these Hitlers and stuff. And it's absolutely ridiculous. This is the kind of example that Western media likes to use, these wordings, and they don't really truly understand the meaning of these words when they use it. Or maybe they do, I just don't know. But I just find it absolutely ridiculous. So what's my thoughts on it, guys? So let's have a look at these. Let's have a look. So this is the reality of it, right? So the reality is, according to the Times, ministers are considering alternatives to the involvement of China General Nuclear Power Group in the value of 20 billion Sizewell C nuclear power plant in Suffolk. But what they don't really tell you is also, you got to understand this as well. The government could also stop CGN's involvement with other projects, such as a new nuclear plant on Bradwell-on-Sea in Essex. But what you don't know is this one. All the deals hang together. So if you open up one of the deals, you open up all of them. It's never going to be as simple as pull out of Sizewell. I'd be amazed if CGN didn't say, you want us to put some more money into Hinkley PowerPoint? Well, screw you. China's investment in Sizewell and Bradwell was agreed as part of a 2015 deal with which CGN agreed to pay for a third of Hinkley's construction cost. And Hinkley is due to open in 2026 at the cost of 23 billion. So if they kick out CGN from these projects, CGN's going to pull out of Hinkley as well. And Britain's going to end up with no power plants. I mean, this 2015 deal was done at a time when the relationships with China and UK were fine. And England actually went to China because China at the time had brand new technology. It was called modular nuclear technology. And it was cheap, it was very effective, it was very safe. And England wanted part of that, and there's no other company in the world would be able to provide a cheap nuclear power plant as China would. China is number one in terms of nuclear power, solar power, renewables, and things like that. There's nobody in the world that will produce nuclear power cheaper than China. I mean, if England goes to France or Germany or America, their costs will be 10 times more expensive. And absolutely ridiculous, guys. So basically what UK is trying to do is just shoot themselves into their own foot again, because they're asking CGN to not to participate in these two new power plants, but they also want the CGN to carry on paying for Hinkley's construction costs. Well, screw that. I hope CGN just leaves the UK and just think, screw these lot. There's no point CGN wasting any more money in UK. They're just being a bunch of a-holes, to be honest. So let's look at the next one, shall we? So the next one is Boris Johnson trade advisor expects Chinese bid for UK semiconductor firm will be blocked. So a senior trade advisor to Boris has said expects the sale of a Welsh semiconductor firm to a Chinese-owned company will be blocked after the Prime Minister asked his national security advisor to review it. So basically, a Chinese company is trying to acquire a UK company, a fab, semiconductor fab, and it's called Newport Wafer Fab. But what a lot of people don't realize is this Newport Wafer Fab. I mean, look at this one, 200 millimeters. It's not even nanometers. They make fabs which are 200 millimeters. China can make these easily with their eyes closed. It's not even nanometers, guys. Seriously, this is like third world country shit. And Britain is trying to stop Chinese, companies to buy this. I mean, Why? First of all, why are they stopping this? Because it's only 200 millimeters. It's not going to hardly. It's not. We're talking about. We're not talking about TSMC 5 nanometers and things like that. It's 200 millimeters. Seriously, China can, close their eyes and do 200 millimeters in their sleep. I mean, I can understand why Chinese companies are trying to buy into UK because it's a good investment, and UK, I think it will improve over the next few years. But right now, that wafer company is crap, absolutely crap. But yeah, if Chinese companies do buy it, they can obviously use that wafer company and help it to buy more advanced semiconductor equipment, and hopefully get better wafers. Plus, it's a European company, so it might get out of all the sanctions, American sanctions and things like that. So there might be other reasons why Chinese companies are trying to buy it, but it doesn't make sense why UK is trying to stop this, because it's only 200 millimeters. I mean, seriously, guys, get a life, guys, get a life. So you got articles such as this: former cybersecurity chief raises alarm over sale of Welsh microchip manufacturer to Chinese-backed Nexperia. I mean, it's only 200 millimeters, guys. Seriously, wake up. And you got this guy here saying Newport wafer fab takeover by Wingtech beats Huawei 5G risk. Of course it beats Huawei 5G risk, because Huawei is not even a risk. It's zero risk. Seriously, and this is a 200 millimeters. How is that a risk? Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. And finally, guys, it looks like the Chinese company is doing this British company a favor. I mean, look at this thing. I've seen people's printers look better than this. Seriously, what the hell is that? Looks like the Chinese company is doing them a favor, because if you look at here, the deal has protected nearly 500 jobs at the facility, basically. So it looks like this company was about to go down, and the Chinese company has come up to kind of help them. So if they're being kicked out of this deal, then they're going to just lose. They're going to lose all these jobs, and they're going to lose the company. So is that what they want? Seriously. And you can see here, guys. Rescued the company from potential administration, secured 500 jobs, and rescinded the salary freeze that has been placed upon its employees. So can you see, the Chinese company is actually helping them from losing their jobs and losing this company. So if the British government want to kick the Chinese out, let them. Seriously, let them. Screw these employees and screw the company. Let them go under. Seriously, I don't know what's wrong with them. And they're obviously doing this to please their American masters, please Mr. Biden. Look what a happy puppy I am. I'm such a good puppy. I'm making you happy, aren't I? Seriously, absolutely ridiculous, guys. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, whatever you can to help promote the channels, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.